UCLA's Dorian Thompson Robinson is coming back. UCLA fans should be fired up. I've changed my perspective on him just a little bit, and I'm going to tell you why coming up right now. Hey everybody, welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I'm Mike Pulaski, former 11-year pro quarterback and quarterbacks coach here at EliteAthletesTV.com. We're going to look at some game film of Dorian Thompson Robinson from UCLA coming up here shortly. And we're going to talk about how his game has changed and why UCLA fans should be fired up that he's coming back for next season. I have been critical of him in the past because I look at that quarterback position from kind of a purist sense in the drop back passer sense. And Dorian Thompson Robinson is one of the best athletes on the field whenever he's playing, phenomenal athlete. But he hasn't been the greatest straight drop back passer or greatest reader in terms of understanding defense, throwing with anticipation, and accuracy without a little bit of panic back there. And so he was reckless with the ball sometimes, and as a quarterback and a quarterback coach, that I don't like that for quarterbacks. I want guys that hold on to the ball, that aren't reckless with it, that make good decisions, that make accurate passes on time with anticipation. And so leading up to this last year, his fourth year in the system, he's a guy that was always the X factor in the game. I talked to people from UCLA this year before I did the broadcast, and there were people down there that said, usually when he was the X factor in the past, it was in a bad way. He was the X factor that threw the interception or fumbled the ball away or gave it away or made a bad play. However, this last season, he was the X factor in winning games. And he did a lot of it with his feet, with his special running ability, with his athletic ability. But he also threw the ball pretty well from that quarterback position. So we're going to take a look at his game film versus Cal, his last regular season game this year. So really his last game. And we're going to talk about what that looked like for him, how well he played. He actually rushed for, I think, 105 yards in this game. And so he was definitely the difference maker in this game. But I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I really love about him. I'm going to show you some things that he still needs to work on to get better at, and tell you why UCLA fans should be pretty fired up that he declared that he is coming back for next season. Let's hit the film. First play from the line of scrimmage here. Simple play. I love the fact that Chip Kelly is giving Robinson something easy to work with starting off. You can see Cal's got a man look going right now, pressed down on the outside into the boundary, and all you're going to get is a simple snag, sit down, a quick shoot route to the outside, a deep curl by tight end Dulcich, and again, snag, sit down, shoot to the outside. So essentially, snag concept with bunch to the field and a quick slant shoot or snag shoot into the boundary. And for DTR, it's a pretty simple read. You come out pre-snap, and the way you should read this as a quarterback is if I see man pressed here, man off, I know this is going to give me a pick. That should be open right now. I've got 2-on-2 over here, super simple. I've got 4-on-3 to the opposite side. You count them up 1, 2, 3, and 4 over 3, although this is a post-safety player. He can't be back there to help, but linebacker looking this direction, I'm thinking as a quarterback, I'm going to go on 2 versus 2, and I know right now that he's playing lock man, so I'm not going to get some kind of switch. That means I'm going to get the pick here on this safety. He's at least going to have to bubble over the top, and in that case, as a quarterback, I've got the quick shoot right now. Let's take a look at it. You can see drop back, lets it rip. So let's take a look at it one more time here, and let's talk about what I like and what I don't like. So you're going to see on the snap, just like I talked about, you know that you've got this pick is about to happen. So as a quarterback, you can set yourself up for that. If you anticipate it, you can set yourself up for that by taking the one quick step. Just step. You can even step in that direction with that back foot, set yourself up, and get this ball out in a hurry. What I don't like so much, you see Robinson take a step back. He should know right now where he's going with the football. He could let it go and get his receiver the ball on time and maybe get some leverage with that throw. If you get him the ball here, maybe he can turn that up the sideline or put a move on. So if you know, go ahead and step at it and make that throw. You're going to see Robinson take another hop back there and then finally release this football. It's the right read. It's the right guy. Phillips is one heck of a football player at that receiver position. If you can get him the ball as soon as his head snaps around right now, had he just taken the single step, got that ball out, it would be on him. Now look at the leverage that you have to the outside, potentially to make something happen. And so I'd like to see him anticipate that. Know that my read is I've got safety high, going to get the man pick. Go ahead and get that ball out in a hurry, and I'm good to go. Instead, takes a little extra bounce, a little extra hop, and they get 7 yards out of it, but it could have been a bigger play. Let's watch the feet from the back. So again, watch his feet as he comes out here. You should see right now as a QB, I know I've got 2-on-2 into the boundary, man off. I'm going to my right. So I can take one step right there. I could literally stick that foot in the ground and let this ball go. You can see Phillips right now planting, getting ready to come out of that break. I could get him the ball in a hurry, let him have it. DTR wanted to take one extra read. Now, I don't know if he was locking in to see if the pick happened. I don't know if he was trying to estimate if that snag was going to get open. He's in the right direction. It looks to me like he's made his decision here. That extra step just gives that safety time to close on the route to the outside. And so it's a little thing. It's kind of nitpicky there. But as a quarterback and as a quarterback coach, I'd like to be as efficient as possible. So if he were just to take that first step, boom, stick it on and make the throw, he gives his receiver a better chance of making something happen up the sideline. But overall, it's the exact right read. He came to the right play side, made an accurate throw. You know, he's staying ahead of schedule. So good read, good execution. So here we are a couple plays later, and Chip Kelly loves to run inside zone, outside zone, a ton of zone read stuff with his quarterbacks. He's got a great quarterback to do it with here in DTR. This time, he is giving the outside zone fake and running the boot away. And what I like is normally, if you're going to run outside zone, your back is going to take that angle, fake away. Quarterback's going to step to it, come out. Tight end will work down across, come back out to the flat. You'll have something. It could be, you know, a go route. It could be a comeback. It could be a shake, something out here. And then you're going to bring something across on the backside. In this case, they bring Phillips down in motion. They're going to run him on the over. This should be a post, but it gets flattened. What Chip does instead, and I like it because it really sells that play side outside backer, is he is running full outside zone look up front, and he's taking his tight end and keeping him in that scheme, full run action pass fake look. Back right now is getting to the flat as DTR opens play side, holds front side backer, and the back out leverages this linebacker who's covering him in this play. And so it's a nice job getting that back out. It's a different look. There's a bunch of teams running it, but I like this look by Chip Kelly, especially with such an athletic quarterback in DTR. And so what you end up getting is back hitting the flat right now. Dulcich comes down, and he actually ends up starting to block when he gets about 15, 17 yards downfield. They bring Phillips in short motion, running the over route. And then, like I said, supposed to be kind of a clear post to hold that middle safety, but instead he gets smashed down. Safety does a nice job of putting his hands on him, and the over and the post end up in a very similar place. Let's take a look. This is where the athleticism of Dorian Thompson Robinson really shows up. So right there, he's got the back. Even just before this, he could get the ball to the back right here. Get him the ball. There's good yardage in this play. But because he is so athletic, he's like having another back in the backfield. And so I'm sure that they are teaching this. If you have green grass out in front, keep this ball yourself, because what that does now is you get another blocker up in front, and DTR with great wheels able to hit the sideline. You'll see Dulcich, when he gets to the corner, he literally puts his hands on him, starts blocking him, and then looks back for the ball. I told you, Phillips and the post end up getting too close to each other. That's too close. This has got to be the over. That's got to be a clear through the post, but a nice job by the safety of getting his hands on what is supposed to be that post clearing route. But this is where the athleticism of Dorian Thompson Robinson comes in. He's like, I'm taking it. I'm just turning upfield. And now you get that extra block, which picks him up another 8 yards, 7 yards on the play. And so had you gotten the ball to the back early, which is, what you coach quarterbacks to do all the time, get the ball to the back right here. Get it to him, let him roll with it. You'd be in good shape. But because DTR is such a great athlete, it allows him to pick up that block and pick up an extra, we'll call it 8 yards on the play. So now they lost a couple yards the play before. It's a few plays later in the game, and it's 2nd and 14. And so Cal, if you do film study, you're going to get a look. You're going to get a cover 4 look here out of their secondary. And so you're going to get dropping to quarters across the inside, across the defensive backfield. Everybody's dropping to quarters. Offensively, Chip Kelly dials up 4 vert. I did a video on this before. I will put the card up at the top of the page. If you want super detail into this play, it's there. You can check out that video and go check it out. I'll put a link down below as well. But very simply put, what you're going to get is a switch 4 vert. And so you're going to get outside receivers up the hash, running their 4 vert. You're going to get inside receivers on the switch wheel with the read on Dulcich, switch wheel with the sit by Phillips on the outside. You're going to get a little play action inside to the back to hold these linebackers so that these lanes down the middle of the field are clear. And then the back is going to check, sit over the middle ball. So 4 vert, but the difference is when they get that too high look, middle field open, you're going to get your switch receivers running posts. And so switch receiver coming inside, they're going to take the middle of the field. And I think from watching this, I've watched it a couple times now, what you get is one receiver is taking the high post, one receiver is taking the low post. But again, you can take a look at that video and it will show you everything. What I like here by DTR is his read on this play. Play action, you can see him keying, middle of the field is open, safeties are there, and they're flying out. And so he's probably not going to get that vertical seam read. He should know right now that he's going to get the sit down on the outside. This corner is flying out. This corner is flying out. And so both of these switch on the 4 verts are going to sit down on the outside. Linebackers are tight inside. You have the lanes down the side of the field. So you hit it and rip it. He knew it was coming. So he just sat down, hit it, and ripped it. So let's take a look at him one more time here. He has quiet feet in the pocket, doesn't look super nervous. So watch his feet, nice and quiet, sets up, step, and throw. As soon as he sees his tight end sit down, by the way, that's Dulcich, who's also his roommate. As soon as he sees him put those hands down on the option of the sit, you can see his hands drop. Right when his hands drop, DTR sets that foot, and he's ready to throw. So good read, good anticipation on the play. Nice job delivering an accurate ball and moving the sticks because that's right at the first down sticks, right where you want it to be. Great throw. Dulcich is also a stud at that tight end spot for UCLA. But that's how you want it to happen. One time from the end zone, you'll see DTR comes out, play action fake, keying that safety. He's got his eyes right now on that safety. He is looking for this route to get to the middle of the field. If the safety bails out deep, he's going to read the outside. He sees that safety running. An argument could be made that he could bang that one across the middle since the safety's got his back turned, but he knows that the corner is also getting depth. Safety is getting depth, and so his outside receiver is going to hook that up at the sticks. And so excellent job of reading it, and watch the anticipation. You can see him, nice quiet feet. I'm not in love with this ball way down here by his waist, kind of a wind up and a pitch, but that's ticky-tack. He's very accurate with this ball. I just like seeing a nice high and tight release. And he puts it right on the money. I would just get rid of that big windup. See the ball drop way down, still quick, but it drops way down. He could be quicker, more efficient, more accurate, and add arm strength if he kept that ball up top. Excellent job, nice read, excellent throw. So about halfway through, you guys know the drill. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button down below, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you, get a little mental stretch in. Now let's take a look at a couple more plays. Here's one of the things I would like to see DTR get better at, and that is recognition of what the defense is trying to do to you. You can see here Cal has this linebacker, what they call sugared up or mugged up in the B gap to the outside. And so what they're trying to do is get UCLA to slide protection. They're going to declare protection to these three guys, and so they're going to bring the center to the left. Tackle is going to take outside man, slide to pick up B gap, slide back here to pick up the nose, which leaves these two guys on an island. Cal is going to bring both guys here, and they're going to rush B gap with their offside will backer. They're going to drop out the mic, and so you're going to end up committing 3 offensive linemen to 2 rushers, and you're going to end up only having 2 guys left back here to pick up 3. Good defensive scheme. I like it. As a quarterback, you can help yourself out here by understanding what you see. He is an automatic rusher anyway on the outside linebacker. Clearly, hand in the dirt, he's a rusher. But you have a safety over the top here. Corner is looking like he's playing man. Corner is looking like he's playing man. And so you've got to think as a QB, this guy doesn't have anybody to pick up because we're an empty. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers out there. Nobody in the backfield for this guy. He's either going to come or he's going to be a rat in the hole. And so understand that and save yourself a hit. UCLA, air raid guys will love this, is running mesh. Very simply put, hook over the ball, meshing these 2 guys with wide field guy being over the top, going to clear out. I know with this look, I see man, post safety. I'm in good shape. I've got these mesh runaways on the inside, go route on the outside. I'm going to rule that one out because corner's high and he's got inside leverage already to start with unless I got a burner. And then I've got a dig. And so as a quarterback, I've got to be thinking, well, if I get pressure from either side, where's my hot? If the Mike linebacker comes, I know I'm sliding protection to the left. I've got it picked up. Just run the play and be aware of the rat, that backer. If the will linebacker comes, now I know I have to throw hot. It's 3-on-2, so I've got to get the ball out quicker. And so knowing that, I've got to look for any rat that's going to be in the hole down here. I don't want to throw right into some kind of rat coverage or some kind of underneath coverage where they're trying to pull it off. But being aware of it, knowing that I'm going to throw hot, and I've got the perfect play on because I've got mesh here. So I've got 2 runaways underneath. I can get rid of the ball in a hurry. DTR on this one waits, and maybe this is part of the system. I don't know. I haven't been coached by Chip Kelly. Maybe he's got to wait until the route crosses the ball. Maybe that's part of it. But he waits a little long, in my opinion, as a quarterback coach. I want him to get the ball out to that mesh guy as soon as possible. Give him a ball and a chance, and save yourself a big hit here. That's what I would like to see, a little more anticipation. So we'll watch it as they run it. Right there, get him the ball. Phillips looks back right here. So you could have gotten him the ball 2 steps earlier. You can see as soon as his head turns, he sees it vacate right there. Get him the ball early. If he's getting the ball right there, you're in good shape. Instead, what UCLA ends up doing is their rules are obviously take inside pressure. And so as the defense brings this linebacker in the B gap, tackle starts to fan, but then sets down inside to protect B gap. And when outside pressure comes scot-free, DTR takes a huge hit here on the back end of this play. And so as a quarterback, you can save that by getting the ball out just a little bit earlier. But he gets hit, taken to the ground. You get a nice gain out of it, end up with about 2nd and 4. But know all of this, kind of have this in your head, understanding what the defense is trying to do to you so that you can get rid of this ball and not take a big hit. So now this defense is going to look very familiar. We just saw it on the last play. Cal's playing what you call 40, and it's a 4 look over the top. So you can see these guys all look like they're playing 4 over the top. Once again, empty look. Mike linebacker is mugged up in B gap. Will linebacker is off. On the snap, Mike is going to drop off. Will is going to come, and you're going to get a 3-vert here by UCLA. Go route on the outside. You're going to get an out route on the inside, and then you're going to get double post on the backside. So post and post over the top. This one's going to flatten with the quick out. What that does is it leaves everybody in the secondary in man-to-man, and this linebacker with nobody to really cover. And same 4 rules, 0 rules really affects the quarterbacks the same way in terms of the read. If I see this safety flatten with that post right now, I know I've got post over the top on that outside post. So just like beating cover 4, you're running double post at 0, at 40 here, or at 0. And so you know you're in pretty good shape as a QB. DTR does a great job of avoiding the rush, stepping up, and delivering an absolutely fantastic ball on this play. You see him, same pressure, 1 extra man, and he gets that ball out, throws a dime, but Kaz Allen drops it. I mean, this is a fantastic throw, off platform, moving forward. Avoid the rush, maintain your composure, throw a strike, and that's one, as a QB, you're like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And Kaz Allen knows it. Look at him looking up. That was a touchdown. That was off to the races. One more time, nice and clean. Same look up front. Cal gets the rush. DTR steps up, dimes it, and no bueno. So last play, and really the thing that makes DTR so special, is his athletic ability back there as a quarterback. We all know Chip Kelly loves to run the football with his quarterback. In this case, DTR is going to run that inside zone read, and he's going to read outside backer. If this guy comes downhill hard, he's going to pull the ball and go. Cal's been beaten by this a couple times in this game. And so what they've done now is they've committed outside backer, come down, hit ball carrier, and they're going to use the Mike backer to get outside and take care of responsibility for quarterback. So he's the outside force defender now playing, or fill defender maybe in this case, playing quarterback keep. So when DTR gives that zone read fake, he sees downhill rush. Now he's going to keep this ball and get outside. Cal should have this completely dialed up, but because DTR is so athletic, he puts a move on in the flat. It is 2nd and 6 here. You can see outside backer comes. DTR makes the backer miss in space and gets that free, cheap first down. And so this is what makes him so special. Now that he is throwing more accurately downfield, now that he is being smart with the ball, Chip Kelly's been talking about what a good quarterback he is and how much he likes him. Now that he's doing the right things with the football in the passing game, this is what sets him apart. Just another level athlete, being able to make guys miss in open space when they have clear angles on him to tackle. That is why UCLA fans should be fired up with him coming back. Well, defensive coordinators aren't fired up, though, that DTR is coming back. And so if you are a Bruins fan, be excited. DTR took his game to the next level this year. I think 24 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Great ratio this year, as opposed to at one point in his career, he was 2-1. This year, he's 4-1. But his rushing yards, over 600 yards rushing, I think he was 2,800 yards passing. And so he was doing a whole lot for that offense. Chip Kelly loves to run the ball with his quarterback. He loves a mobile quarterback. He will use him in the running game. And so Robinson makes you an 11-11 scrimmage out there rather than a 10 on offense versus 11 on defense. That's why defensive coordinators hate it, because he makes you cover the extra gap. He makes you defend the extra player, and it leaves you kind of a man short at times. If you like what I did here today, make sure you subscribe. ring that bell, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. I'll be doing one of these on former Washington State quarterback Jayden de Laura, who is now with the Arizona Wildcats, so a little movement in the Pac-12. And we'll be talking about stuff from around the country, around the Pac-12. We'll be looking at NFL playbooks in terms of play design for people at home, help you understand the game a little bit better. But I want to talk about DTR, how he improved that quarterback position, and kind of the benefit he's going to give UCLA this year, because he's become a really good and a really threatening football player at that quarterback position. Tough to defend. So appreciate you watching. I will catch you again soon.